What's up, ladies and gents? This is Mike Headley, host of the Headley Group Real Estate Show. The podcast was designed to show business professionals who happens to have a license to sell real estate how you can make money outside of just selling a piece of property. We are talking to entrepreneurs that's making things happen. Continue to tune in. Hey, ladies and gents, this is Mike Headley. We are back with another great episode on the Headley Group Real Estate Show. Ladies and gents, we got a gentleman on the line where I was on his podcast a while back, and he said, Mike, let me return the favor. So he's doing some wonderful things. His brother has been licensed for over 20 years in the real estate field, but licensed 15 plus. He literally wealth developer. He's a coach. He has an awesome course, and he's going to enlighten us with all this great stuff. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Navid Moosa with navidmoosa.com. How you doing, sir?
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opening. I do.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
It's all good. Listen, we all know that. Well, people don't know. The objective of the show is to highlight real estate professionals and show how they can make money just outside of just buying and selling a piece of property, right? So we show different entrepreneurs, and we said, Navid, you are perfect for it. Navid, you're doing some wonderful things in the community. You know, you're a licensed professional. You've been selling real estate for a long, extended period of time. I ask every guest this because people always want to know the backstory. What was the itch? What was that thing to say, you know something, I need to change what I'm doing. I need to make some of that real estate money. So what was it, Navid? What was that?
So first and foremost, I want you guys to know that you're an extremely patient person because we've been trying to get this on for a while. And it was my schedule, not yours. So thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it, first and foremost. So let me get that.
No problem.
To answer your question, the itch of getting into real estate actually wasn't really an itch of mine. I would just talk about selling stuff, anything that I had a passion for. And people kept coming to me saying, you should go into sales, I'm like, why? They're like, could you sell? I was a bank manager and I would talk about electronic products or cars or whatever. And I was so passionate about those things, but they're like, yo, you'd be a great salesman, right? And so I was talking about real estate in general. And my brother said, hey, you should go into it. I went back and forth on it, kind of BS. What ended up happening was there was a job opening at the bank that I worked at. It was a vice president position. Everyone said, go for it. You're shooing, you should get it. Okay, no problem. So I go for it and I don't get it. Not a big deal. You know, I can't go and get what you want. That's fine. What really got me was that they wanted me to train that new VP. I'm like, so let me get this straight. You don't want to give me the job. You want to give it to somebody else, but you want me to give them the ropes because you know I know what I'm doing. I'm like, no, I am not doing it. You know, call me petty, call me what you want. I'm like, I'm not doing it. And so I'm not going to lie. After a while, I'm like, all right, fine. I'm the boss of all these employees. Let me lead by example. So I said, all right, I'll do it. And I did it. And then I just got tired of it. I got tired of it because I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why am I devaluing myself? And so I said, I went to real estate school. My brother was tired of me talking about it, that for my birthday, he bought me a real estate course as a gift. And so as I took the class, I passed it. I think I do it on a part-time basis. And I just couldn't do it. I was just getting tired of all the passing of promotions and everything. And what really, so first was not getting the position. That was number one. Okay. Like I said, I don't got a problem with that. I just had a problem with the whole me taking care of, training that person. That was number one. Number two, this is what really put me over the edge. When I put in my notice, I was hesitant. I put in the notice and my boss said, are you sure you want to do this? You know, I'm like, I think I do. And so when I put the notice in, I'm not sure what happened, but it wasn't supposed to go to HR right away, but it did. HR posted my job for 2 people though. So they were going to replace me with 2 people. I'm like, wait a minute. So you know that I'm worth 2 people.
You was making too much money.
And I'm just like, hold up. I was like, cool, I'm out. You just solidified my decision to go ahead and go forward and stuff like that. So that was it. And I just went all in. I went all in from that, and that was it. But it's funny, we don't value ourselves as much as people value us or something like that. And so when I saw the pay, I saw everything. I'm like, you're going to pay two people, you're going to pay them more than I'm making and all this. So I'm like, okay, I see where we're going with this. No problem. No. And I was done.
You know, it's interesting that when people make decisions that ultimately change the trajectory of their life, it comes from that, right? The moments of a slap in the face, so you really don't value the service or the product that I'm providing. And it's like, man, in the moments, it's like, you know, the aha moment comes, okay, I need to be doing something else. And in this case, Navid said he chose real estate. So you got that course, and now, was it one of them, and I'm gonna put that name out there, was it one of them back in the days Carlton Sheets courses, or was it really a real estate course?
No, it was an actual real estate course, like you know, like an actual, I went to school.
Gotcha, okay.
I went to school like 2 nights a week for 3 hours, and then every Saturday for like 4 hours or 5 hours.
Okay.
And I did it for 3-4 months, and I got my real estate license. I didn't go into the investing route.
Correct.
I just went to be an actual real estate agent, like an actual realtor license, if you will. Correct. So that's where I started. The whole investing thing happened, like really happened years down the road.
Gotcha, exactly. And so now you transition, you got your real estate license, and you are out there selling. Now, did you fall into, and this is no knock to any agent getting into the business, where, you know, we want to play the part so much, similar to the whole HDTV. You know, we're the suit, and we're and you do. Let me emphasize that you do want to be professional, right? I do want to emphasize that. But what does professional really means, right? So, in other words, you can still dress casual and still be professional. So I'm asking Navid, did you have the the tie on? He's excited, and as I say that, how was that first deal? That's a 2-part question.
So the first part, no, I wasn't the tie and suit guy.
Okay,
gotcha. Okay. So I went straight into a thing, which, as I'm sure you know, REO, real estate foreclosures.
Okay.
I went straight into foreclosures. So when I got my license, I was put onto a buddy. My brother said, "Hey, talk to this guy. I buy real estate through him. He could use some help." So that's how I got into investments. I was t-shirt, jeans, Timbs. That was me every day.
Okay.
When I left that to kind of start my own team, I was really looked down upon, because if you do foreclosures, you know, you don't go into the best house. You go into the worst homes. So I'm not going to go in with the loafers and the suits and the ties, because it's going to get messed up anyways. So I would go into the house and, you know, do the re-keys and get the trash out bids and all that kind of stuff, get pictures and all that stuff. And I'd come to the office. When I come to the office, again, I'd have sweatshirt, hoodie, t-shirt, jeans, whatever on. And my office mates did not like that. Like I was looked down upon. They're like, and they would complain to the broker owner saying, "Hey, he's coming in like this. This is not a good look for the brokerage." Now, some of my brokers, to his, and I still talk to him to this day, he had my back. He said, "Listen, he's bringing in the numbers, so he can wear whatever he wants to wear," and went like that.
And I was going to ask, regardless of how you was looking, you was closing deals.
Yeah, and that first deal was basically, it was a layup. Not gonna lie, it was a layup where it was so I don't know if they still do this or now. I'm so far removed from the day-to-day stuff. Okay. In a good way. So they had like a round robin system for you know, when a lead comes in, kind of ordeal.
Correct.
Right. So this lead came in, but it was a city property for like about like 20 grand, 30 grand, whatever. So nobody wanted it, right? Because it's cheap. You don't get much commission off of it. So I'm like, I'll take it. I took the lead, showed the house to the person. It was an investment home. Yeah, it was like 20, 30 G's. And the guy said, "I'll take it. I'll buy it, pay with cash." So we closed the deal. I got my first check. I want to say it was like $1,500 gross is what it was. But that client yielded me like another 100 deals, because he kept buying stuff left and right. And that's what kept me busy. And you guys turned your nose up to the city properties. I just need to get paid. I'm about to get married. I want to set my life. So I'll do what I got to do legally to get paid. And so that was it. You know, they looked down on me because of how I dressed, but the deals were coming in. I was closing them. I was knocking them down. And it was a real good deal, because they were buying them through me, and then they would renovate it and then flip it. And then when they listed through me. So I was getting like on both ends. I was like, man, this is nice, you know. But y'all didn't want to do the work for the city properties. That's fine. I'll take it.
Are you looking for a real estate brokerage to help you buy or sell your property? The Headley Group Realty is here to assist you with that process. We also hire brokers to join us and give them the best training and mentorship, leading to a great office atmosphere and an attractive commission structure. Our goal is to show homeownership at the highest professional level and empower the real estate business. If you're interested in buying or selling your property, visit www.theheadleygroup.com or call us at 336-904-6212.
And you know the interesting story, the gem in that is, because I can relate to them much, because again, that catapulted me selling bank-owned properties at that time. No one wants to do the work that's sloppy, the work that's not as attractive. And again, you won't see that.
Not sexy. That's right.
Not sexy. You won't see that on HGTV, right? Because again, like you said, it's not glamorized, and TV can't sensationalize it. But you was willing to do that work during that process, picked up a client and gained a long-term good relationship, as well as a ton of business, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So now you sell REOs, you know, you're doing well. Okay, so now we fast forward, I don't know, in your market, let's say 13, 14 or 15-ish, REOs start to kind of die down a little bit. The economy is doing well. And when did you shift over to say, you know something, I gotta get my own brokerage going. This is something I should be doing.
So the shift became like a stage by stage shift.
Stage by stage, okay.
Yeah, so I tell my agent, I said, listen, you guys can do whatever, you're independent contractors. I know if I do right by you as the owner, that you won't always stay here, that you're going to become a broker and have your own. If I do my job right, that's what you're going to do. I don't want you working for me the rest of your life. I don't.
Correct.
Ideally, it'd be nice if you open up a brokerage and we can partner up so I can make some money off that too still. Correct. But you're still helping growing your success yourself. So so first phase was I started seeing, again, my brokers back then he's still dope. He's a friend of mine. I saw how he was helping people grow, not his brokerage, but growing their business. And when he started doing that for me and others, I was like, okay. But then obviously it plateaued because you do get scared because you're like, okay, yeah, he's the broker and I'm going to kind of stay underneath him because he is feeding me, you know, with leads and stuff like that. The first shift, the stage was I sold a property to an investor and he wholesaled it. And I saw at the table what he made. I'm like, yo, he made like 5 times more than what I'm making as a commission. I'm like, hold up here. You know, I'm going to take you out to lunch and find out what's going on. So that was stage one. First, I learned how to wholesale. And so that got me into making more money. Then I saw, okay, I kind of took my eyes off the brokerage part because I'm like, I gotta just be an investor, to be honest. That was really about it. But I noticed with wholesales, you still got to find another deal, find the next deal, find the next deal. So you're still looking for another deal.
Correct.
That's not really that's not passive income. It just wasn't.
Correct.
And so I'm like, okay, if I had other people doing what I'm doing, I can make a cutoff for them and help them feed their families and advance them. Why not? So the brokerage model kind of kept in. And I went to bounce around different brokerages and whatnot. It was, to me, going to the mom and pop shops and the big name franchises that I kind of picked up tidbits about the way and saying, okay, I like this, I don't like this. I like this, I don't like this.
Correct.
But so what I did notice was I was kind of getting into the more of the investor mindset. But I'm like, you still need a real estate license to do it legally, you know, without getting harassed. And how do you do it? And that's when I started seeing all those things, I was like, okay, I need to have my own brokerage. I need to have a brokerage where I can make the rules instead of me bouncing around and saying, now we got to do it this way. And it was like, well, what I'm doing is legal. It's by the real estate commission. So why can't I do it? Well, we don't like that. Okay, so it's a personal preference. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Correct.
It's like,
Correct.
You don't want me to do it that way. And after a while, man, I'm sure you know, after a while you get tired of hearing that. Well, we just don't like that. We just don't like that. You just don't like what I'm doing because you're not doing it? Are you just, is that hating? Like, are you just straight up mad at me because I thought of it?
That sounds like hate all day.
So after a while, you got tired of the hate. So I was like, I'm gonna do my own thing. That was it.
Okay, so you transition and now you are doing your own thing, if you don't mind sharing. Because again, you know, the viewers would like to kind of have an idea to pull back the covers a little bit. What's the makeup of your brokerage And I know you mentioned wholesaling. Walk us through that.
Yeah, so the makeup of the brokerage is basically investor, 99% investor driven, right? 99%. We cater to the investors mainly, and then I'm not saying all states are the same, but a lot of the brokerages that I was at, wholesaling was frowned upon, because when you wholesale a deal, from a financial aspect, the wholesaler makes the money, correct, not the brokerage. So I basically said, okay, let's do this. If you want to wholesale, just get your real estate license. You can hang it here. You can still wholesale. Let's create a contract so you're protected as a license, because being the owner of the brokerage or being a broker of record, everything falls on you at the end of the day, or on your broker of record. Correct. So let's make sure you're compliant. Let's just make sure you're compliant and stuff like that. And I'm just, for the record, I'm not a broker. I'm a licensed agent. I own a brokerage. Okay. And I have a friend who's a broker's license, so he agreed to a broker of record. So he gets compensated for that. But I make the rules. I said, this is what I want. This is my face. Correct. And so I said, you can be a wholesaler. Just get your license, and I will legally make sure we're protected, so your transaction is protected. You keep doing your stuff. And again, this is not financial advice or legal advice, but the way we had it structured, talking to our attorneys, was let them do the wholesale deal. We'll still get a cut back to the house, because all the resources to get that wholesale deal to closing, we would use office resources. So they would basically pay a fee, right? So that way, I'm not just taking the take. Correct. You're getting something back. You're giving us a fee, but you're getting resources to access because of that fee you're paying. So that's fine. And then on top of that, if this client is going to turn around and be a repeat client, we can give them breaks here and there on the commission or whatever it is. We're not a discount brokerage. We charge a full 6% here, but we tell our investors, if you do 5 deals minimum with us, then we can talk about a break. You have to earn your cut with us. Correct. Correct. You can do 5 deals with elsewhere, 10 deals elsewhere, but until you do it with us and you cut your teeth with us, then we'll look at giving you a break here and there and stuff like that. So that's basically the makeup, is that we want to encourage people to wholesale. We want to encourage them to look at the REOs, look at the short sales. And then on top of that, hey, if you want to buy something yourself, I have access to private money lenders, and we'll see if we can get you a deal. So again, if I can feed these agents and feed help them feed their families, they're going to want to stay anyways. Correct. Or open up another brokerage that's a branch off of this one here. Exactly. So you're not both of them. There's enough money to go around this business, and lots of business. There's plenty of it, right? So why try to nickel and dime your agents? Why try to nickel and dime this fee and that fee and say, well, no, we don't want to get a discount? It's just all these things. I mean, if the market shifts, why shouldn't a brokerage shift? Facts. I don't get that. We can't stay this one way and be like, well, I got my golden jacket, so we're gonna do the gold jacket way. No, man. Take that jacket off and put a different jacket on. Put a plaid on. Get a blazer on. Put something different on. So that's what our landscape here is. That, listen, we flow with the system, we flow with the market, and we want to encourage people, agents, to work with investors and to be investors. Not just work with them, but to be them as well. Because we all know it used to be 3 sets of income, but not anymore. Now you need like 20 some sets of income just to kind of make it right. You do. So let's encourage that. Well,
the good thing I like what you said so many good things there. Interesting motto, right? Great motto. Never heard of that motto before. Where is it? Every agent that is licensed, they are licensed. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so they're licensed, and you got that covered. Because we all know, I think if you're unsure, you probably do. In Oklahoma, Illinois, wholesale is dead. You got to have real estate license, right?
Exactly.
So you answered that. If something comes up, you say, okay, my people are licensed. We can still work the deal. What if it's not average, but what if it's a couple interested in 123 Main Street? Do your brokerage deal with that clientele? Because you said you're focused on investors.
Yeah, so we have like one dedicated agent who deals with our traditional listings.
Right? So, got you. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm a big niche guy. So I'm like, hey, if you're REOs and short sales, you just do REOs and short sales, right? If you just want the traditional stuff, that's it. Even, like I said, when I was doing it, I would get my client the property, they would renovate it and flip it through me. What we do here is that we have 2 divisions. We have the division of wholesalers who are the buyer's agents essentially. Correct. And then we have one person who lists them. So if the person who is the buyer's agent for an investor is not someone who's a strong suited person for traditional listings, if they don't want to take it as a listing, that's not a problem. They can give it to our in-house list agent for them and just for a referral fee.
Nice.
That's it. So that way everybody is eating and playing nice in the same sandbox. Essentially is how we have it. I know if, like you said, Sally and George, 123 Main Street, want to buy it, I'm not taking you out to open houses and looking at you. So I'm too impatient.
Correct.
Gotcha. I am. I'm aggressive and impatient. So I can't, I'm not going to be the one. But let me find you somebody who can help you with that. That way I know you're serviced the way you should be serviced. And I can make a couple bucks off of it. And instead of referring that out, I said, let's just get one agent who just focuses on the traditional stuff. And that's what we did. We got one person, and that is all she likes to do. She doesn't like investments. She has no interest in that. I said, I find I respect it. And so basically we find them, the investor. If you're flipping it, not a problem. Here's your list agent, and there's an in-house commission that gets taken care of that way. That way everyone is eating.
You know, the good thing I like that we said, like I said, some good things there. One good thing that you said, you acknowledge I'm not good at that, right? And I think we want to be good in so many different areas. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's some things that's not our thing, right? You said, I'm impatient. I ain't got time for that. Let me get someone else to do that, and let me focus on the bigger picture, because by you being the owner, I take you look at the vision of where the company's going, right? And this transitions into Agenteur, right? Is this the Agenteur? Tell the people about Agenteur. And I don't know, we just touched on it a little bit a minute ago, but tell the people about that.
So Agenteur is a term that I actually trademarked because it is a term that I kind of made it was your agent and entrepreneur. All real estate agents, you're an independent contractor. Even if you work a 9 to 5 at elsewhere, it doesn't matter. Your license makes you an independent contractor. So essentially, at some point in time, I think the evolutionary mind of an independent contractor is that you do want to become legit independent and work for yourself, which is the mindset of an entrepreneur.
Correct.
So I created this course. So if you go to my website, navidmoosa.com, I have these modules. There are 5 modules, and it takes you from how to balance you being a licensed real estate agent, helping buyers and sellers, and also investing for yourself. Because there's always that fine line, right? Like you look at a property and your client may not like it, like your buyer may not like it, and that's fine, but you're like, damn, this is actually a good deal for me as a flipper. I could, but you have to get kind of hairy, because you're like, oh, you talked me out of this property so you could buy it for yourself. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful with that. I understand. That's why having multiple people helping you out works. But Agenteur basically says, why can't I be both? Why can't I be an agent who helps you for your dream home or list your property? And why can't I find stuff for myself being an entrepreneur? And so the course is developed that way, that we take all these resources to help people find their home and list their home. Well, why don't we take those same resources to find stuff for ourselves as realtors? And so we take that and I put that in a course format, and it's really, the Agenteur is geared towards licensed real estate agents. And what it does, there's like questionnaires in there. How do you interview an investor? How do you interview a legit buyer? How do you interview a legit seller? How do you know someone's not just wasting your time? Because when you're first and fresh young in this business, you're going to put anybody in your car just so you can get paid.
Correct.
But we want to qualify them and stuff like that, and that's all traditional stuff. But that's good. It's proven stuff.
Correct.
But that's what Agenteur is. That in a shell. It's basically, it takes your real estate hat and it puts it not only for your client, but you put your real estate agent hat on for yourself, so you can identify deals for you while still servicing your client. That's essentially what it is. Yeah. So, and that's where the time management kind of comes in.
Are you looking to join a winning team? Join us as a broker and receive high-level training, mentorship, and an awesome commission structure. If you're interested, visit www.theheadleygroup.com or call us at 336-904-6212. We look forward to partnering with you.
Got you. And the good thing about, like I said, go back to your model, and the good thing I like is that you're you're constantly being innovative, right? Because you said a minute ago about wearing the gold jacket. You get so many brokerages get stuck on the traditional way. This is how we need to do things. But when you get stuck there, and then you wonder why people come and go, the turnover ratio is so high, particularly with the newer people who come out in their 20s. If you don't have the technology, if you don't have the electronic signatures, things in place to make life for them just a little easier, you're gonna have a high turnover ratio or model similar to what you have, which, like I said, we haven't heard any model like that. Now you have that going. They get the course, they move forward, and it tells them, hey, you can go here, you can go here. Is it good? Is it good for, I think what you touched on a minute ago, a fresh agent out of school? Because again, some agents may not have the capital, or So how does that look like?
Yeah, so it's funny you say that, because when I was pricing the course, so if you do a course, you look at what's it going to get from the people and stuff like that, but you don't want to make it so elusive for the people who really need it. Correct. So I had guys in my ear saying, you should charge 10 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand. I'm like, I know I was broke when I got my license. I just I couldn't afford 5, 10 grand.
Correct.
So I placed it, so it's modules, like there's 5 modules. Each module is like $250 essentially. So it's very reasonable.
Okay.
That you can buy a module, and it's geared for both the fresh agent, the brand new out of school, just graduated yesterday, and it's made for the agent who's been around such a long time that they don't know what to do because the market has changed. So at first, my vision was strictly for the new agent. That was it. It was like for the newbies, because I know what was done for me or what wasn't done for me when I first got out, and I wish was done. So I said, let me just do that. And as I'm doing it, and I'm talking to other seasoned agents, like, hey, what would you like to see in this course? Okay. And I was talking to them, a lot of them like, Navid, all of the courses for new agents, just because you've been in the business for 20 years, 15 years, doesn't matter. Doesn't mean you're a seasoned agent. It just means you've had your license for 15 years. That's all it means.
Basically.
Right? That's all it means. It doesn't mean that you've seen everything, or doesn't mean, it may mean you may have seen a lot. It doesn't mean you know how to maneuver through all those stuff. So a quick story, in my course, I have a story that I personally went through, and it was a husband and a wife who were looking to buy a house. And I must have showed them and this is when I knew I wasn't ready to do traditional. I showed them like a half a dozen homes, bro. I showed them half a dozen places. We looked at them, and it was like, you wanted, for example, you said you want a 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, and this is what I'm showing you, but you guys are just saying, this isn't the one, this isn't the one. That's all we were saying, this isn't the one. So I said, okay, here's what we're gonna do. And I actually got this from my psychology class back in high school. I took the husband and the wife and I put them in 2 separate rooms. And I gave them each a tablet. And I said, I want you to write down, I want you to close your eyes and write down what you see as your dream home. What are you seeing? Do you see a staircase to your front, to your left, to your right? What are you seeing? And how are you going to the kitchen? What do you see outside? I had the husband do the same thing. 2 separate rooms, right? They didn't know what they were doing. I just had, I'm gonna separate y'all real quick. I'm gonna get some stuff done and go over here. So she writes it out, he writes it out. I then get them and I look at them and I put them into the same room. I took his paper, his vision of the perfect home. I gave it to her. I took her paper and gave it to him. 2 different visions. 2 different visions. She said she pictured, for example, she saw stairs going up to like this landing area and then this bedroom over here. He said, walking in, going to the kitchen with the bedroom over here. Oh, so you want a colonial, you want a rancher. How the heck am I supposed to get you what you want when y'all don't know what y'all want?
Exactly. I like that.
But people, that takes time.
It does.
It takes time to do that. That means if you're doing your time to do that, you're not making money.
Correct.
And so it kind of goes back, that's where the time management comes in. We can do this stuff, and I can help you, guys like you, myself, who have been in the game for a minute. We can legit help you get over these hurdles. So you're not showing 12 houses, you're showing 2, 3 houses. Correct. And you've got it nailed by the 3rd house. It's a wrap. It's a done deal. I tell my agents all the time, I've turned away more people than I've taken because I know they weren't ready. Just because you're pre-approved don't mean you're ready.
Correct.
I don't care about that.
Correct. That's true.
Right? So it's true, but that's just to give you an idea. That's what the course does. It gives you real life examples how you can take and implement things to minimize your time with tire kickers versus real buyers.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Navid, what would you tell an agent or broker that aspires to sit in the chair where you at as a broker owner, right? They said, you know something, I've been in the game for 3-4 years. I want my own thing. I want to be able to, I'm tired of paying these commissions and from the outside looking in, it appears to look easy. So I want to do my own thing and I want to have 30, 40, 50 agents. What would you tell that aspiring business owner?
Are you sure? That's the first thing I want to say. Are you sure? Because what you see is just this end. What you don't see is when the real estate commission comes in and checks your earnest money account, make sure that the deposits that you have, the escrow account rather, that's taken care of, that's properly separated. What about your E&O insurance? Do you have enough coverage? Oh, you want 50 agents? Guess what? When you open your license, your office with 5 licensed agents, your E&O only covered 5. You got to make sure E&O covers now 50. There's an expense. And oh, by the way, because that expense goes up, how are you going to pass that on to your agents? How are you going to tell them that your cut, it has to be reduced because I'm increasing my overhead? How are you going to look at it? So if you, not that I would scare them away, but I would give them every possible negative angle just to prepare them, saying, listen, you want to do it, you're a grown-ass man, grown-ass woman, whatever, that's fine. Mm-hmm. However, these are the things you need to prepare for. You need to prepare for your phone ringing, potentially on Christmas Eve, your phone ringing on New Year's Day, your phone ringing at 10 o'clock at night because one of your agents wrote a contract and put a date on it, but didn't put a time for expiration of something. And so technically, you're responsible for that date till 11:59 p.m., right? So you can get calls. So it's just those things like, listen, if you want to do it, okay, but what are you doing it for? Are you doing it just so you can get 50 agents and get paid on 50 agents? Or are you doing it to grow your own brand? If you're doing it to grow your own brand, your mindset is okay, kind of cool. But if you're doing it just so you can get paid off for more people's time, you won't grow. Simple as that, you won't. You'll be in and out in like 12, 18 months, you're done.
Wow.
You'll be going back to the hot air balloon and the gold jackets and stuff like that. That should be going. Rock out.
That's it. You know, Jay-Z got a quote, and he always say, everybody want to be a boss until them invoices come, right? So
that's right.
That's right. Navid, listen, brother, you have really, I know it's so quick, like I said, this conversation, you have really enlightened us. But Navid, you know, every guest, we always ask for 2 golden nuggets, whether that be a book, scripture, a quote. Give us 2 golden nuggets. You gave us a lot. Give us 2 something real quick. What you got?
For a book, read The Compound Effect. I highly recommend that.
Darren Hardy. And for a second book, I'm going to say read Rocket Fuel. Rocket Fuel. Rocket Fuel is a great book, great read. It helped me out when I was stuck, and it let me know that, you know what, you're ready for more. You're ready for more. So I said, let's do it. I like that. Navid, is there a question that I didn't ask you that you would like to answer?
No, not really, man. I didn't know what to expect. I'm not going to lie here. So
correct, exactly. That's the best. That's the best time.
That's the best combos, right? There's
best
no
combos.
It's just,
there's no scripts.
It just goes stuff like that.
We just rolling.
Nah, man. You ask me whatever you want. This is your show, man. I'm just living it. So you tell me.
Gotcha. Well, Navid, like I said, we want to thank you for being on the Headley Group Real Estate Show. Like I said, I was on your show, and again, hopefully you allow me to come back. Oh, I didn't add you. Navid has a podcast. I forgot to add that. Navid, what is that podcast? Shout that out.
The podcast is called Navid Moosa, The Mindset Movement. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, which is @Navid_Moosa. I'm trying to keep it simple for everybody, and that's it. But the course is there. It's at navidmoosa.com. You can get it in different modules and take it at your pace. It's on demand 100% of the time. It's always there, stuff like that. I think what I'm going to do is create a coupon code, actually a little code for your guests. If you listen to this, put this code in, you get 50% off.
Nice.
I'm gonna I'll give your people 50% off, and I'll have my admin create one, and we'll get that over to you. We'll create something here, and then that's it. That might give forward to someone to help them out.
That's a blessing right there. Look, Navid, again, we are brothers indirectly in terms of business owners. We've been in the game a long time. We came in through the REO space together, and we know the shift is happening. We don't know how I don't think nowhere near drastic would be, but we know the shift is happening.
Absolutely.
Navid, we will definitely talk again. And again, thank you all. And we'll see you all next time on the Headley Group Real Estate Show. Hey, gang, I hope you really enjoyed that show. Our guests provide us some great tips and insight, and please support them on all social media platforms. And while I'm saying that, support us on all social media platforms. And don't forget, watch the entire video on YouTube. We'll see you next time.